morning and good day to one and all. It's not morning, but I don't know why I say that. I always say good morning, don't I? Good morning all. So I hope you're all doing well. It's the same day as I've been cleaning boots and stuff like that. So it's the same day for me, but it's that time. I'm thinking about dinner now, you know. So we do have to technically eat out the freezer now. Still got all that. Well, as much as we can. We've established we can actually put those down in the freezer, down in the cafe while we're away, which we did do. So that's why we've got so much. But anyway, it's dinner time. So I'm thinking, Dan was saying he wouldn't mind a bit of chili and whatever's in there, like chili and I don't know, like a bean burger, so to say, you know. But I'm thinking, actually, you know what? I'll give him my steak. I'm going to do steak, chips and peas for him with peppercorn sauce. I'm then going to have peppercorn sauce because I absolutely will. I'll eat that off a shoe, off a shuffle. I'm going to have peppercorn sauce with maybe a bean burger and a bit of salad. Yeah. Maybe that's it, I don't know. So that's what I'm going to do. But the first things first, I haven't particularly got peas, right? I've got a mixed vegetable bag. So I now have to go through all this, which is frozen. pick out all the peas. Yeah, I'll have to do that. Now I don't want all the rest of the veg. I won't eat it. See, if I can get enough peas out of this, then I'll have some peas as well. But I'm not a massive fan of carrots. I like raw carrots, but cooked carrots is another thing. I'll eat them, don't get me wrong, I will eat them. So yeah, my task now at the minute is to try and fish out enough peas out of there to make steak, chips and peas for Dan. And I also think I might have, you know, like the breaded mushrooms. I think I might even have a small handful of those. Yeah. So I've got those. And I was also wondering whether to do my Mazzy special little fried onions with it as well, which I think he'd like. So let's crack on. Oh God. Let's pick some peas out. Oh God. So at this point I have decided to pick out the green beans as well, because we both love green beans, and yeah, it's going to make this a lot quicker for me as well. This has taken some time. I'm getting on to nearly a portion. Not far. I would have preferred a lot more, but let's keep going. Who has ever done this? Who has ever actually done this? Am I the only one? Let me know in the comments. Dan's just come in. He's going to have to take the awning down. Still early in the day, but it is absolutely gustly out there today. So I haven't told Dan what he's having for dinner. He likes surprises anyway. Oh, what's that he's just brought in? He's just brought the rubbish bag. What's he put that in for? Oh no, no, it's something to do with what he's doing. Do you know the only downfall of doing this? Then the next time I do veg for Dan, it's going to be mainly carrot. Never mind. At least they're going to get used, aren't they? That's a good portion. I'm not even going to bother with any more than that. That's enough for one. I'm having salad anyway. But yeah, it's all practically carrot in here now. That was hard, and my fingers are frozen now. I could get a few more, but let's move on and make some peppercorn sauce. So peppercorn sauce, love this. Just add milk, 5 minutes. Now I'm actually going to add 2 packets of this. It does say it will serve 4, but not if you love it as much as me. So 2 of them. There we go. Oh, I should have made sure that was all kind of powdery first. There we go. Let's get the heat on. And literally just add milk. It's dead easy. This whisk is the best for stuff like this though. So just a drop to start with. So I'm pre-making this. I can warm this up a bit later on. Absolutely love this stuff. Yeah, both me and Dan loves peppercorn sauce. Now when I paid for a little separate pot of this on holiday, I think it was £3. It was so tiny, but it wasn't very peppery, and we both love ours really peppery. So what I tend to do is actually add some peppercorns. I've only got a few left, mind, so I'm going to have to restock up on those. And add pepper as well. You can buy mild if you don't like it too peppery. Alright, this is going to take some mixing because I should have crunched all that up first. Just added extra load more milk. So remember, this just takes 5 minutes to make. I've tried and gotten out as much blocks as I can. Lumps, should I say, not blocks. So at that point I had actually added a tiny bit more milk. I'm now going to pack some pepper into it. Lots. And it's going to also thicken up as it sits there as well. And whole black peppercorns. I'm just going to do the whole tub, because that needs replacing anyway. Oh, this is going to be lush. Right, so that's about done now. Just turn the heat off. And that's ready to reheat a bit later, and that's going to also thicken up as well. So the next stage is Mazzy's special little fried onions. So I've chopped up 2 onions here, red, thinly. Have to do them as thin as you can get them. That's as good as I can do, because my knife actually needs sharpening. I'm going to ask JP to sharpen that when he comes.
Don't bother.
Why?
Because I've just ordered you a sharpener coming tomorrow.
Oh, have you? Have you really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, wow, thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right, so cracking on with this. Flour, let me talk about flour, yeah? McDougall's, whatever you want to call it, McDouglas or whatever. I've just gotten rid of my tub. They used to come in like this sealed tub, and I just got rid of it thinking I can buy another one in a tub. I cannot buy another one in a tub. This is how they come now, so I'm gutted. So any of you out there with these tubs, keep hold of them, recycle them, which I wish I had done now. I've got a feeling they might do them at Sainsbury's, and I was actually going to ask my twin sister to pick me up one, plain flour, from Sainsbury's, because she shops in Sainsbury's. But I haven't asked her. She may pick me one up, I don't know. Right, so the next step is, right, you're going to have to get your hands messy and dirty on this. So it's plain flour. I've probably done a bit too much, but hey ho. Bit of salt and pepper. Oh, that was a massive amount. It's okay if we spread it all out and get your onions into this. So you're going to be drying all your onions out basically. And then, well, how I used to do these, used to deep fry them. Deep frying them is the best way, but I'm going to be shallow frying them in a saucepan, which I've done before for Dan, so, and they turn out just as good. And that's it. But make sure these are as dry as you can get them before you do that, and they are perfect with a bit of steak. They are so nice. But make sure you do plenty, right? Because everyone always goes back for seconds. So I'm just preparing all this. Oh, I only just cleaned my oven top. So yeah, it does get a bit messy at this stage, but as long as it's all dry, it doesn't matter. And all the rings are split like this as well, because if they're not split, they're not going to be dry. And then when you come to put these in there, you obviously want to shake your flour off, your excess, and then dunk them into your frying pan or your deep fryer. But I obviously don't have a deep fryer anymore, so I would love a deep fryer, but not in the van. I can imagine that being a right mess and stinky, and it's not a healthy way of eating, really. To be honest, it would only be the odd thing like doing, let's say this, that I'd probably use it anyway. Homemade chips though, I used to do the most perfect homemade chips. Oh, they were so good. Right, so that's all prepared. So the tripod I actually sort of broke the other day, and then I sort of fixed it. It's broke. It's proper broke. Proper Ulanzi one as well. They don't last long now. It's lasted a long time. So Dan's about to give me a new different one.
It's not ideal.
No, it's not.
All I can offer you, love.
I think we need to buy the same one as this one, don't we? Yeah?
You do.
Will
You
you
broke it.
Will you sort my camera out then for me? Thank you. So I've got a posh new tripod now, look. It's hard for you to see. Oh, yeah, there we go. So it can widen like this, and it extends this long as well. This was my old one. Gutted. The amount of videos we've made with that. Gutted. Frying pan out, ready. So I want to get that shallow frying. I'm going to use the last drop of that. Actually, maybe a bit more. So I'm just going to add a bit more oil into that. So how I'm going to actually cook the steak is on the George Foreman today. I was going to get my my little griddle pan out, which would have been brilliant, but I ain't going to have room. I've got 3 pans now on the go. Steak prep. So they do say the best way to cook a steak is actually bring it out into room temperature before you actually cook it. So this has been out for about half an hour-ish. Oops. Come on. There we go. Now I might do the trimming once it's cooked. Yeah, there's quite a bit of trimming that needs doing on that. Because it's going into the George Foreman, so the best way for me to do this today, I'm going to have to get my hands dirty, is to rub oil onto your actual meat. Maybe a bit of cracked pepper. We'll do that on both sides. Yeah, all this needs cutting. I'm going to actually do that first, actually, before it gets cooked. Right, I need a bit more oil. See if I can spread it around a bit. Right, let me go and wash my hands and put a bit more pepper on that. Right, so a bit more pepper onto that. That's it. You can do salt, whatever. Yeah, meat scissors. I'm gonna cut all that off. That's just disgusting. I don't like all that. It's too chewy. Sinewy, is that the word? It's sinew, isn't it? Sinew, is it? But it's not fat though. It's like the connective tissue, I want to say. Right, that's all trimmed up. Let's get them scissors into that sink. So that's all the waste. It's just manky stuff. Makes it chewy and horrible. And that's all ready to cook. As you can see, I've got a lot going on in the kitchen, right? So I've got the air fryer, I've got the George Foreman for the steak, the air fryer is for the chips. I need to be able to lift this up in a minute to start cooking. So I've got 3 hobs. So to make this work a little bit better, I'm actually going to pre-make my onion rings. Now trust me, don't get me wrong, they're going to be better fresh, but I can pre-make these and just stick them in the oven or back in the air fryer just to warm it through. Make sure they go onto this though, like a bit of tissue, so takes all the grease out of them. But yes, I'm going to pre-make these. And the way to test if your oil's hot enough or not, it's different, you know, if you've got, you want to hear that sizzle. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. It's different if you've got a proper, what's it called, deep fryer. Now you don't want to dump all this into there, that's too much. So we're going to have to do it bit by bit. It's getting there though. Let's give it another little go. Okay, yep, just one more minute or so. I might not have enough oil into that actually, if I'm totally honest. Well, Dan's come back with some good news. We've got a new tripod ordered. Thank you, darling. Right, so let's dump a few of these in. Remember, don't overload it. Just a few at a time. Okay, these aren't going to need long, so don't kind of walk away from these like I just did. It's going to take some time because I don't want to overload the pan. Oh, let's get these out, get them draining. Literally just not even a minute, probably not even a minute, and they turn out all lovely and crispy. Let's do a few more. This is going to take time. Maybe I did too many. Let's see what Dan thinks of them. What do you think of that, babe? Try one of your little... Might be... No, try a better one than that.
Is there more than that?
Yeah. You like them? I made them for you before and you loved them. Can't get enough of these, so you have to make a big batch. It's worth the hassle. I've made those so far. At this point though, these are done. I am actually going to have to now add a bit more oil because it's kind of draining low, but they are amazing. Maybe I should have actually cleaned the pan out first because it's got residue at the bottom from the flour, but never mind, we'll go with it. Gimmick. Alright, Dan's just talking about some soap he bought. Right, let's try and get some more into that. Yep, that's ready. Now that's how hot it should have been. I knew I should have put more oil in to start with, but they've turned out well. So this is 2 onions worth. I've got my last batch on the go. Yeah, it looks scuddy, but that's all the flour and stuff like that. So I've got my last batch on the go. I'd say that's probably done actually. So let's quickly turn that heat off on that. So how I'm going to discard off the oil, which I don't usually have this problem because I don't usually cook like this, shallow fry. But how I'm going to get discard of that, just pierce the top on this, and I'm going to try and pour it into that. We'll see how that goes. And as for those, I can reheat those a bit later on. They're so crispy. That's a Mazzy onion special there, look. Get them in posh restaurants with your steak. There you go, how about that? I've told you how to do it. Right, let's try and get this oil into this bottle without scalding myself. It's going to happen, innit? No, it's not going to happen. No, It's gone all over the worktop, so I'm going to have to think of another idea. Yeah, I was just saying to Dan, I should really wait for this to cool down, but I need to clear up and make some space. So what I'm going to do is I've got 2 old paper plates that I've used. Put it on some kitchen towel. There we go.
Now the spoon at the bottom of that.
Oh, that looks minging.
That looks beautiful.
What, that?
Yeah, I bet it's well tasty. Grab me a spoon.
Let me see if I can try and scrape a bit of that out. And then I'll give that a good old wash. Everything's turning out perfect. All bang on time. I've got the air fryer on now. I've got the oven on now. About to dish Dan up. So here we go. These onions are still so crispy and they're hot as well. Kept them in the oven. Actually, did you get the steak out? Now I have pre-cut this because I know he'd prefer that. It's less work. Them crispy bits look nice there. Right, a load of onion. Looks a lot, but I know he's going to like that. And back to the peppercorn sauce. This is hot as well. So let's try and dish this up. Actually, I might have to take that out. And there we go, steak, chips and Mazzy special fried onions. Are you hungry or starving, honey?